Hockey intros. It is a thing that we watch.
That one was I mentioned to you before.
Yes.
Awesome looking. Awesome looking. Look at that.
You know, that has a lot of degrees of rotation. And that was a slap shot. And this is pro hockey. Pro sport hockey. My apologies.
For the...
To the fine folks at Jalico. Pro sport hockey for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Loving it so far.
Dusty, this is a 1993 video game. For context, that's 2 years before Polygon Man was taking the stage for Sony and showing us the future of video games.
The PlayStation dinosaur for the tech demo was roaring.
That's right.
In the darkness.
This is a late NES game.
It's a very late NES game.
Like so late that the bus schedules clicked over to the next day late.
Why would they do this then? Like, because the Super Nintendo would have been out at this time, no?
Yeah,
the Super Nintendo?
Yeah, it would have. And so I think it's just, big install base, like, trying to capitalize on that. So we got, 4 teams? This is also an official NHLPA sponsored product, meaning real NHLers.
They're allowed to have as many. Well, maybe I'm curious if how much teams they would be allowed to have.
None, because they're not. The teams aren't licensed. The teams are owned by the NHL, but the likenesses are. So I guess 1993. So what does that mean? That means that Pittsburgh Penguins and Montreal have just been winning the Stanley Cup. So I'm gonna go Pittsburgh for this one.
No Toronto, huh? Toronto was doing good this year. In 93.
They've done the best. They were doing the best that they've done since they won the Stanley Cup in the 60s. And frankly, the best they've done since. Look at this depth. Look at this. You can either go A or B. I mean...
This is giving me football vibes, though. Like football game
do
vibes.
I want all my players to converge towards the net where you score the goals? Or do I want them just to go madly straight? No.
Can I get the Flying V from the Mighty Ducks film?
Now, why has there been no Mighty Ducks video games? You ever thought about that?
That is an amazing question for the Hat-Trix gaming thing that we're doing. I don't know.
Yeah, I know there's a...
Why wouldn't Disney Interactive, why wouldn't they have done anything with that?
Someone caught them slipping.
I think they slipped on that. That's
But look at this lineup, though. Jaromir Jagr, Kevin
yeah.
Stevens, Mario Lemieux, Ulf Samuelsson.
That was the best I think that the Penguins ever were.
And here's you, Brian Bellows, Kirk Muller, Stefan Lebeau.
Love it.
Bunch of other no-names. Patrick Waugh, Vinny Damphus. Yeah.
This is a good era of hockey.
So hit A on that. So I've never played this game before in my life.
I have not either.
I didn't even see this at Toys R Us. That's
how you know it was under the radar.
Or Jumbo. Oh God, it's
a bright ice.
Dusty, you had thoughts about what's like. Oh, this ice needs to be. Why is it gray? It's like this is why.
Because it's burning. I'm gonna be up till 4 a.m. tonight from. It's actually curing my depression. This ice. I am blue. No,
you are blue. No, you're going down. So you're
okay. So I'm purple.
You're purple.
See the color. The color combo right now is not very good for the teams.
No. And there's directionality to your shot, which is something I've just noticed when I shot the puck to the moon.
Oh my gosh.
It's fast.
It is fast as hell.
Look at these moves. The speed of Mario Lemieux.
Yo. Like,
I can't tell if this is the best hockey game or not the best hockey game.
You know what this feels like?
No.
You remember, the foosball Jitoni tables?
Yeah, of course.
I feel like I'm playing like the old school, like on a plastic. I'm spinning the rods with this game. It's moving so fast.
You know what I like? There's no strategy here.
No,
we're just skating up and down the ice. We're not passing it.
This is a Rambo-style hockey game. It is a bloodbath. And you just got to go for the net and shoot and ask questions later.
And it is going to be one of those shots that you take all the way from your blue line that's going to end up winning you the game. and not since Brett Hall Hockey '95 have I allowed that to happen.
You know, it feels like we're playing this in a void. This has this has as much sound as the Intellivision hockey game had.
That's true, but did you notice something very important about this game? The puck leaves the ice. That's right, folks.
Well, look at that. It gets some lift off of the ground there.
And
Good. That's a pretty impressive job. Oh, dude, he was down.
This is like one of those games that you if you had said this came out on one of those European computers, you had to play it on a cassette that you bought at W.H. Smith's or Boots, which I can tell you are places that exist in the United Kingdom.
Listen,
then I would be like, yes, this makes sense. You bought this and your lozenges, and your paracetamol, and that's how you spend your day overdosing on drugs and on pharmaceutical drugs and playing an Amiga hockey.
This feels. You want to know what this game feels like?
My God!
I'm gonna take you.
Take me on a journey.
This feels okay. This feels like a car ride where I'm in the back car and I am begging my mom to go to McDonald's, and she says, "Shut up, you little bastard. We're not going.
We have McDonald's at home.
We got better food at home." However, we drive by a Sears factory warehouse, and I'm so depressed and sad. She feels guilty. She's like, "Okay, fine. You can get this DOS hockey game."
The DOS hockey game, and not only that, but
they feel bad about not getting me the McDonald's. So they're like, "You want this? Okay, how much is it? $5.99 for this fucking hockey game?"
It's like sitting in like the glass cabinet. The box is crushed.
No, it's buried underneath in a box full of crash test dummy toys.
You know, I say that, right? We're ripping on this game like it's no one's business. But I how much you want to make a bet that if I search this on price charting, it's going to be like $100?
Yeah, you know it is because it's.
How much is this WADA graded?
Because it's probably so rare that
1993 Jalico NHLPA licensed hockey game.
Well, and that's the thing, man. Like,
hold on. Oh, that's a good sound.
I'm telling you, it has as much sound as the Intellivision hockey game. Which, okay, so get this. So after we played it, because I'm collecting some, Atari 2600 and Intellivision games.
Yeah, you're weird in that sense. That's not really in your normal wheelhouse.
But the Intellivision hockey game,
hooking, interesting.
It's about $40 to $50.
Yeah, banger. What is?
The Intellivision hockey game is about $40 to $50.
Loose, sealed? What are we talking about?
Complete in box.
Wow.
And that's not to mention shipping.
Well, there's so few of them left now.
I think that's the thing. But then there were some variants where, in certain places, it was just Intellivision hockey, right. And then there were other versions that were branded with the NHL logo.
With the NHL logo,
and that one is a little bit more. But I was like, after we played it, I was like, let me check this out. I'm sure we'll do the same thing with this one after, and it's going to be like $100 CIB. This game is not. It's like, it's weird. It wants to play by the rules, but it doesn't move like we can.
How is that not a goal? I am absolutely confident that went through the net. Oh, I think I murdered someone. Mario Lemieux for hooking. I do like the anime style slamming of the fists.
I do too. Well, and I mean, Jalico, they're Japanese devs, so I mean,
yeah,
they would kind of have that sort of cadence. I am very surprised that we have not gotten a goal yet, though.
I am not surprised that we didn't get a goal because it's
impossible.
It's I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm sure that there's some deep strat, but so far the strat I see is shoot from an angle because the goalies kind of suck on it.
They're so big and overbearing in the net, though.
Oh, that is not a nice sound.
This is fun, though, the animation.
There is.
It feels like baseball.
I would describe this presentation as having a level of joy.
In a joyless game?
That I do not think is merited by the game itself. There is a level of joy that I appreciate. Like you know, Blades of Steel, second best hockey game of all time. There is a level of enthusiasm for the sport. You know, it's got the presentations, it's got the mascots, it's got the intermission shows, it's got the parading around with the Stanley Cup. It feels like that, except
Worse.
what if oh, there's a goal.
Is that a goal?
Yeah.
I would love to get a replay of that because that looked terrible.
Shot at an angle and they went in. That's my hot strat for pro sport hockey.
My goodness gracious.
So this is a joyless
hockey game. Well, you can't even hear the crowd
or it's a joyful bad hockey game. I dare say it's broken.
I think there's an even balance. I think it's offering speed that maybe other NES games didn't have, but it's giving you a really nice, a little bit of style over substance, I guess we can say.
There is no substance.
You don't think so?
This is wafer thin.
This is just empty calories then.
Yeah, I would say so. It's I do okay. Let's speak of the positives. The puck does get off the ice. I forgot how much I like that. Look at that. Just holding the puck.
Well, I can't even do. I'm trying to
Go ahead.
Why can't
Check
I get
me.
it?
There
I
you
did.
go.
Okay, so it does work.
Yeah.
But it takes a lot of effort.
Yeah.
These rules.
Yeah, we don't need the rules.
They're too much.
I mean, there's icing in Blades of Steel, but you just never get to that point because you're too busy trying to ram into the other dude to fight him. This is kind of broken. They had a decent idea. I will say, it's overhead.
Yeah,
It's an overhead hockey game, which is more than I could say for a lot of the NES ones.
As fast as
Wayne Gretzky's hockey for the NES is overhead, but that's not saying much.
As fast as it is, at least it does. It keeps the puck in the camera.
The puck
Which is
behaves like
good.
a puck.
So
It slides around like a puck, as opposed to like Blades of Steel, where it kind of is a bullet until it stops. There's no direct control of the goalie. Your players sort of have limitless momentum. It is kind of broken. Passing is useless.
The passing is useless. It's a little bit of a game of chance.
This is the third worst hockey game we've played.
Okay, that looked legit. That looked legit.
As a goal.
I'm still disappointed.
Yeah. I'm also slightly confused as to the color schemes.
Yeah, I think right away I told you the color scheme threw me off.
I mean, I'm not expecting them to be licensed since it doesn't have the NHL license. But something about this dark blue and black for Pittsburgh strikes me as particularly weird.
They could have done better, of course. Especially with Montreal, like just red, blue.
I don't think they could because it'd be too close to the license, to the NHL license. If they look too much like the Canadians.
Really?
Yeah, probably. Well, think of Blades of Steel, like Minnesota, a green team.
But this is NHLPA, though.
Yeah, but the NHLPA and the NHL own separate licenses. So,
so
what they paid for is the name Yager, the name Lemieux, the name Desjardins, the name Patrick Roy.
Okay.
Not that it matters because on the ice they all play the goddamn same.
Yeah.
Is this an ambitious hockey game? I suppose in its own way it is.
This game is leftovers, man. It's leftovers for people who still had an NES and who wanted speed and who were seeing the Super Nintendo games and were like, why can't I have that? And they're like, great, you can have it. That's what this feels like.
Here's pro sport hockey from Jalico.
The makers of what? They've done a couple things.
Jalico puzzle games, some platformers that.
Wow.
Turns out,
this is not fair.
Turns out that as I am winning, this is in fact a good hockey game.
This is not fair. I've been trying way harder than you, man. Okay, I believed in this game more than you, and it's letting you win.
That is true.
Anyways, no, Jalico Dude, Jalico did Tokyo Street Racing.
Tokyo Street Racing?
This Tokyo Street thing.
Oh,
yes.
you scored.
They did Vampire Hunter D, which was a decent kind of Resident Evil clone, and I love the Vampire Hunter D anime. So I was so glad when they did a game of it.
I mean, Jalico, I seem to remember them as being an arcade developer first and foremost.
Yeah, they're kind of one of those.
Like, are they Bubble Bobble? Are they the Bubble Bobble people?
No, I think that's Taito.
Oh, you might be right. Yeah,
Jalico, they have a stronger presence in Japan than, of course, in the Western world. But for me, I guess I'm just guessing where they excelled the most in the like video game system market. I couldn't tell you. Like,
I seem to remember them being a bigger thing in the PlayStation era.
Yeah, the PlayStation, I think they were pretty prolific. I think that was maybe their highest point for the console market, but after that, they didn't do too much that I can remember.
Yeah. Oh, did I get a penalty?
Elbowing.
I'm getting all these penalties. It hardly seems worth it. Rather than me spending far too much time in the penalty box.
Was he one of those guys? I don't think he was, though.
No, he wasn't.
He was like a Gretzky, right?
Sort of, like a gentleman kind of player. Pretty much got his way. He was a superstar. They had plenty of other thugs on the team to do the sort of dirty work that you don't want your main goal scorer like Mario Lemieux in the penalty box.
No. I remember Jager.
Jager, yeah.
I remember Jager. Wow. I thought I let that in.
Yep, that was something. Speaking of the man.
Jager.
What is happening?
Dead. He's dead.
This game is slowing down to a crawl.
I think they're doing it purposely because they know how fast this game is. Or like, no, we gotta slow this down a little bit. Too much excitement for you.
Let's look at it this way. Is this better than Street Hockey 95?
So,
yes. Does it feature more Zambonis than Street Hockey 95? Well, of course it does.
Of course it does.
Of course it does. What are we talking about here?
So this wins automatically.
So this is clearly a better game. And look, our thirsty boys are drinking from their sippy cups with their straws. So that is clearly already a positive in favor of Pro Sport Hockey 95. Or Pro Sport Hockey, not Pro Sport Hockey 95. I don't know if this game got a sequel. God help me if it did.
I don't think so. I'm curious if they, maybe this is something that came up for the Super Nintendo, though.
You are going the wrong way.
Oh.
And you just scored on your own net. You just got
Dude, I was chasing the puck, though.
No, you had the puck.
I was chasing it. Oh, my gosh,
You
man.
tell us in the comments if Dusty was chasing the puck.
I was chasing the puck, bro. Oh, my gosh. Well,
this is not what I would describe as a video game.
What is it then?
I can't tell you. I really can't.
It is an experience.
I think we just came off playing NHL 94.
Yeah.
The 2022 version, but the 1994 version.
Yes.
That game is amazing.
The physics and all that stuff it's awesome, and I think its
approach and philosophy to hockey is unparalleled, even in some respects compared to the modern 3D games. One thing I've learned on our Hat-Trix journey is that it is hard to make a good hockey game.
You wouldn't think that, though. You wouldn't think that. I think there's people. Some of these devs just. I mean, right now we're struggling with speed and accuracy, right? It's too fast. It's something that we were doing in NHL 94. It's not working in this, right? So it's like it should be simple, but I don't know. It's I guess from the ground up, however they started or what they think is important, kind of destroys the sort of the everything, the physics, the movement, the shooting. So I don't know. I think if you're gonna make a hockey game, if you're gonna make any sports game, you have to love the game. You have to love the sport and really know what people want, right?
This sort of does feel like a hockey game made by people who saw
The game and
who saw it on like a 13-inch CRT strapped to the ceiling of a bolted to the ceiling of a pizzeria or something.
yeah, but it also feels like people who maybe saw an NHL 94 and were like, let's just do that, but we'll make it quicker and we'll make it a little bit more like whatever, just to make it different.
Well, because the equivalent games around this time, or games that would have been out, would have been ice hockey for the NES, Blades of Steel, Wayne Gretzky's 3D, not 3D hockey, Wayne Gretzky's ice hockey, and not very many others.
No.
But also around this time, NHLPA Hockey 93, which was the version you owned,
Yeah.
was just coming out.
Which I would say that's of course a better game than this one for sure.
By miles. But I don't think that the people who made this really understood what made hockey.
It could have just been I don't want to say, would you even consider this a cash grab? Because it's like, cash grabs, usually you'd make like some money off of it. I don't even know if maybe this sold that well. I don't know one single person who owned this game though.
I have never seen this before in my life. Until that was a goal.
Yeah, that was a very lucky goal.
So I only saw this once, and that was today, when looking at games to play for the series. And I am not ashamed to say that. I will say this. It is competent in the sense that it plays, you can move around.
Yeah.
There are red lines and blue lines. There is a puck that flies through the air like a majestic swan.
If this was your only hockey game,
pick up a basketball.
Go
play double dribble.
You would get better at it. You'd be like, you would force yourself to learn what works in it and make the best out of it.
I just want you to imagine yourself in a scenario right now. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
I want you to think back to
wow. I don't understand. That went through his chest. He's dead.
That's what Yarmir Yager can do. I just want you to think back to when you were
This game is broken.
When you were a kid, right? And you're playing, soccer, but it's really hockey because that's what you're calling it. And your friend Dominic says, "Hey Dusty,
I actually had a friend, Dominic.
Well, we talked, and
and he told you all about how I suck in hockey.
Yeah, and he said, "Dusty, I want you to come over. My mom made macaroni and cheese, and she got me a new hockey.
It's
game.
a Jalico hockey game for the NES.
And you say, really? I loved ice hockey for the NES." Or I love Blades of Steel. And he's like, yeah, but this is pro sports hockey. How, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fast, or 10 being fast, how soon would you be leaving that house? How fast would you be like, you know what? It's all right, Miss Pinelli. I'm gonna skip the macaroni and cheese. That's okay. No, that's all right. I gotta go home now.
It's funny. Like most of my friends, we were kind of all in the same boat. Like, dude, I legit had like maybe 5 Super Nintendo games, and then my one friend had like 4 Sega games, and then my other friend had like 3 Sega games. So it was just like this conglomeration of like poverty and just like going back and forth to each other's houses to get like the bare minimum of an experience.
And and this would make you lose your friendship, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it was like.
This is a graphic depiction of you running away from Dominic's house and his mother chasing after you, being like, "Whoa, wait!
Be his friend! Be his friend! Get back here!
We made macaroni and cheese. You can have chips. You can eat it in his bed."
I don't hate this game though. I mean, it's pretty broken.
We are a house divided amongst ourselves.
But okay, so this is the question:
Yeah.
Is it worse than Street Hockey 95? Because that's the worst hockey game right now. Street Hockey 95 was crazy fast.
Yes, No, it is not worse than Street Hockey 95.
Okay, so Street Hockey 95 still takes a cake, even though that puck went through the goalie's chest.
Even though literally
Even though it's
Jaromir Jagr murdered
broken
someone in
and-
pro sport
alright.
hockey, and he should be in jail by all rights. No, it is not worse than Street Hockey 95.
Okay,
And- And woe upon us for having played that game and having that cultural reference.
I'm gonna have to take a shower after playing this game, buddy. But aside from the color scheme, I did like the look of it. I liked the animations. The intro's great. It's a decent looking NES hockey game.
I'm just very quickly.
Yeah.
Let's pick two completely different teams. I just want to see if they're all pink and blue.
Okay, so let's
Pick New York or
Washington.
Yeah, whatever.
What do we got here? What do we got?
Skip through here. All right. Chicago, Washington.
No.
All right.
Okay.
So they got some colors.
So if you are red and black, that is a legit Chicago color.
Yes, which makes the choice to make Montreal pink even more bizarre. Anyhow, Dusty, I hate you for bringing this upon us. And I'll see you on the next one.
We'll see you on the next one.